and welcome. There's great news this festive season. Traders body CAIT reports that Diwali sales this festive season have crossed record highs, clocking 1.25 trillion, helping log decade-long record-breaking sales, a sign of resilient demand even as inflation remains high. Other aspects of this Diwali dhamaka is the way customers have gone for local-made goods. Local craftsmen and artisans saw a preference for their items. Now retailers are bracing up for the wedding season. So, how much is this a sign of the times? And what really are the indications of these figures? We discuss all these questions and more with our experts on the panel today, joining us via Zoom and Skype. We are joined by Mr. B.C. Bhartia, National President of the CAIT, and Subhash Agarwala of the Federation of South Bengal Chamber of Commerce. A very warm welcome to both our guests on the show. And well, we are talking about the record-breaking sales figures for retailers, and we are also joined by Mr. S.K. Jindal, who is the Chairman, Investment and Capital Market, ASSOCHAM, and a bullion market expert as well. Well, first of all, coming to you, Mr. Jindal, when we talk about bullion sales as an expert, what would you say? What are your reactions?
Gone through 20 months, it was a terrible period. And everybody was thinking of saving the money somehow or the other, because they were thinking that first life is more important. So whatever resources they had, they wanted to save them. But now they feel that the worst is over, things are controllable now, and now they think that they can spend money they have not spent for 20 months. So they have gone for very heavy purchases of gold and jewelry, because this is purchases is again saving. It is not spending money, it is in the converting money in another form of money. Gold and money, they are both the same. So that will again protect them. Whatever they have spent in gold and jewelry, this will again protect them. In case of need, that will come handy for them.
Yes.
So what has been seen is that a very big demand in the markets all over the country on the front of gold and jewelry. So this was a change of mentality after 20 months of this bad period, which is natural, which is understandable. And similarly, on all other fronts, if you see real estate, share bazaar, if you see auto industry, if you see utensils industry, every front, the demand was very, very good, and people were buying very buoyantly. They just wanted to have a change in their life now after such a bad period they have passed through.
Right, it's been a very bad period. However, coming to you, Mr. Bhartia, your reactions as the Union Minister says that it's Diwali dhamaka for retailers. Mr. Bhartia, highest sales in a decade during this festive season.
You see, we should first appreciate the way in which the total COVID epidemic was dealt with the government during last 1.5 years. The confidence which government has given to all the citizens and everyone in our country was assured that now COVID is totally under control. So they could move out for their purchases. The way in which vocal for local was publicized, the way in which Swadeshi goods was publicized, it was very good campaign that was conducted. Confederation of All India Traders continuously hammered that we have to be Swadeshi. And you see, the mood was upbeat. We have to see right from the lowest level, the Samman Nidhi given to farmers, help the farmer to meet their both ends, the way in which food subsidy was granted, the way in which minimum support price was given. So the demand actually started from village level. It grew from village level, and in city, in middle class, lower middle class, everybody was upbeat with the festive mood. We have seen good demand in reality sector. After so many years, reality sector has also seen boom, and people had a lot of money. Last 2 years accumulated savings helped them in buying their home. Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana helped them to buy their own home. So in totality, we have seen whether it is bullion, whether it is reality market, whether it is four-wheeler market, two-wheeler market, or market in general, the lowest of the segment, because of vocal for local, and this 1.5 year helped our artisans to come out with the products where consumer has good demand. So what I think, Rukmanaji, is that we had very good business, and now Diwali festive season followed by wedding season will see a very high growth rate in this financial year. As it is, the projections for GST collection for the month of November is 150 lakh crore. This itself shows that how much we are going to generate this year. 1.50 crore will be record GST collection in our country. So all this will boost, and you see further the reduction in petrol prices, the expected reduction in other things. So cost will also go down. The policies which government is promoting, the way in which government is publicizing its policies, the way in which the encouragement is going on everywhere. So this has changed the festive mood, and everybody is very happy. Yes.
Right. There's happiness everywhere. The mood is upbeat. Already the first signs were seen nearly 4 weeks back when e-tailers were reporting such good numbers. Well, but talking in particular about the recent figures released by CAIT, we'd like to hear Mr. Agarwala's reactions to them coming from the other part of the country, from the east.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for inviting me here.
You're most welcome.
I'm representing as Chairman Federation of South Bengal Chambers of Commerce and Industry. It is an apex body of Chambers of Commerce having 50 odd Chambers of Commerce in 11 districts of South Bengal as members. After prolonged deadly effect of COVID pandemic, which is still continuing but is showing signs of tempering down, people are slowly adjusting to normal life. Over the last 1.5 years, people have stayed in their homes and working from home. Their spending was only limited to essential goods. Last year, during festive season, people did not venture out and thus did not spend money. Thus, they have some money in their bank accounts. Now with the effect of COVID coming down, people are adhering to COVID-19 norms but have ventured out. There has been stress on buying local and Indian-made goods. People are shunning imported goods, especially from China. There is a good omen for local and artisan manufacturers. It is only the local manufacturers and traders who came to help people in their localities by ensuring that supply chain of essential goods were not broken. Traders extended helping hand even at the cost of their own lives. This has gone down well with the people. I feel that sales of 1.25 lakh crores during the festive season is sustainable. With the oil prices being rolled back, citizens are breathing a sigh of relief. GST collections have risen from 1.17 lakh crores in September to 1.3 lakh crores in October, and will certainly rise to 1.5 lakh crores as projected, with the industry almost operating at optimum levels now. Vaccination drives are showing results. There is now no looking back. Only one caution I would like to give to the government. The prices of steel and cement are spiraling high. You talk to Mr. Gadkari, he will tell you all his national projects for infrastructure are going haywire with the rising prices. Government just need to do something about the rising price of steel and cement. Citizens are now understanding the true meaning of Atmanirbhar Bharat. Thank you.
Well, You've brought in so many details there all together, Mr. Agarwala. We'll be coming in fact back to each one of them, talking about Atmanirbhar Bharat and how prices of various items, even as we heard at the very beginning of the program, the realty sector is really doing well all of a sudden. Coming to you, Mr. Jindal, it's the highest sales on record in Diwali during this festive season in a decade. What do you have to say to that?
See, this is a result of return of confidence in people. Last 2 years were so bad that confidence was lacking. And when mood is good, confidence is good, people want to lead a normal life and they want to buy and they want to enjoy. But when confidence is not there, they don't want to buy, they don't want to enjoy, they just save money. So that is one reason. In these 2 years, we have seen how to reduce cost also. Things have changed. Now people can work from home very well and they find their efficiency has improved, their costs have come down. All the industries, all the businesses have seen reduction in cost also on account of efficiency which they have generated by changing the pattern of not only working from office but from working from home also. In the meantime, earlier you see there was online trading, online buying was not so much. Now online platforms in these 2 years, everybody was whatever little they were buying online. So that has also developed. So these are the changes which has happened. And one big thing which I would like your attention to be made is that people now have a feeling of more nationalistic they are becoming. Earlier they were not, now they want to be more nationalistic, and that is giving them a good feel when they buy produce made in India. They understand. You see all over the world, French people, they want to buy French cars, they don't want to buy German cars. But German people, they want to buy German cars, they don't want to buy French cars, because that gives job, income and support to their own people, their own industry, their own country. So that kind of feeling I am seeing coming into people in India now, and this is a very good thing, and this will go a long way and make a very good impact, which is covered by our vocal for local, and it should have been, it will be very successful in times to come. Now people want to buy produce made in India. More and more. They are not looking for fancy things made abroad.
So made in India, the
Moody's
buzzword.
also in the meantime have upgraded our rating, which again confirms our confidence that it is not only the people from the country only, they are feeling it. All over the world, these rating agencies, they monitor everything and then they do the rating work. So they have also upgraded us because our economy has come back. It has bounced back, and low interest rate in our country, this also helps us to work efficiently. So these are the things which makes the demand resilient, and leakages on account of taxes also has come up, because and tax enforcement has been very, very robust. So all those things are making the industry, the life of people, more robust than before.
Yes, Mr. Jindal, as you said, the mood is very upbeat, and when we talk about, we'll be going into the various reasons that have supported this kind of a boost to the economy, this kind of upbeat mood, which includes a massive vaccination drive as well, also the sense of Atmanirbhar Bharat. But here it's time to slip into a very short break. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
As the day unfolds and news and events take shape, we get you complete coverage of every news breaking in, tracking new developments as they happen. Midday Prime English, Monday to Friday, 2 p.m. on DD India.
Welcome back. After the break, you're watching In Focus and we're talking about the record Diwali sales, a dhamaka for retailers is how Union Minister Piyush Goyal has termed it. Diwali business sales have crossed 1.25 lakh crores this year, breaking all records in 10 years. Enthusiastic traders now set their eyes on the forthcoming wedding season, beginning from the 14th of November.
The festival of Diwali this time has come as a boon to the country's economy. This year on Diwali, people thronged the markets and did massive shopping. Enthused with the record sales on Diwali, traders across the country are now gearing up for the sale of the wedding season, slated to start from 14th November, the day of Dev Utthan Ekadashi. National Secretary General of Confederation of All India Traders, Praveen Khandelwal, said that in this year's Diwali festival, there is an estimated business of about 1.25 lakh crore rupees in the entire country, which is a record figure ever attained in the last one decade. In Delhi alone, this business was about 25,000 crore rupees.
1,25,000 करोड़ रुपए का कारोबार इस बार दिवाली पर हुआ, जिसमें चीन को 50,000 करोड़ रुपए के व्यापार के घाटा देश भर के व्यापारियों ने दिया। चीनी सामान कहीं पर भी बिके नहीं और लोगों ने चीनी सामान मंगाए नहीं। कन्फेडरेशन ऑफ ऑल इंडिया ट्रेडर्स का ये मत है कि दिसंबर के अंत तक लगभग 3 लाख करोड़ रुपए का पूंजी प्रवाह देश भर के बाजारों में होगा। उससे अर्थव्यवस्था मजबूत होगी और व्यापार की नई संभावनाएं बढ़ेंगी।
What's special this time? Chinese goods were not sold at all in the markets across the country, and the special emphasis of the customers was on the purchase of Indian goods, due to which China suffered a direct loss of business worth more than 50,000 crore rupees. Strengthening the call for vocal for local, people gave prominence to local products and things made by artisans.
इस दिवाली पर लगभग 15,000 करोड़ रुपए का व्यापार पैकेजिंग कमोडिटी का हुआ, वहीं 9,000 करोड़ रुपए का व्यापार पूरे देश में सोने और चांदी में हुआ। ये सारे आंकड़े पिछले 10 वर्षों के रिकॉर्ड आंकड़े हैं और उम्मीद की जाती है कि प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी के आत्मनिर्भर भारत और लोकल पर वोकल के अभियान को देश भर के व्यापारी देशवासियों के साथ सफलता से पूरा करेंगे और विदेशी कंपनियों को हम इस देश से ज्यादा मुनाफा कमाने की इजाजत नहीं देंगे।
This year, gold jewellery and silverware were purchased for more than 9,000 crore rupees. This Diwali also brought a sizable business to the tune of 15,000 crore rupees for the packaging commodity. This Diwali has inspired traders across the country to adopt new ways of doing business in the view of new opportunities and great potential for future business in India. With Ajay Vikram Singh, Bureau Report, DD India.
And let's now take a look at the tweet that Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal published saying Diwali dhamaka for retailers. Highest sales in a decade witnessed during this festive season, with products worth 1.25 lakh crore rupees sold across the country. Joy for small artisans as customers go vocal for local in the country. And then we go back once again. This time we go across to Mr. Agarwala. Mr. Agarwala, we are hearing so much about vocal for local. And so when we talk about Calcutta, where the boom we believe began for the business community, it began long before it did in the rest of the country because of Durga Puja, shall we say. What are the sectors that where the maximum impact was witnessed?
See, in this Durga Puja, people have been really careful and not ventured out in masses and thus not contracted COVID really. And also the government has been very proactive in closing all the pandals for visiting from inside. People have been just moving around in cars or vehicles, bikes and seeing the puja. That has helped quite a lot, and there was practically no spread or increase of COVID during the pujas. Chinese, by attacking India and doing anti-India activities, have built up such a massive movement in the Indians or local people that we should shun Chinese goods. That has in a way helped the Indian market to a great extent. People now will not buy Chinese goods, at least not consumer goods or local goods. See, raw materials or semi-finished goods or industrial goods which have to come in. There's no way out. But consumer goods will have gone down considerably, like mobiles. In a few years' time, you'll find that all mobiles manufactured in India, there will be imports from China will become zero in maybe 2-3 years' time. So that has gone to the heart of people that let us not buy Chinese. Or for the other matter, let us not import goods and save foreign currency. This has gone a big way. Industry is now revamped. They are running at full scale now. So that has really helped in employment, helped in generation of revenue for the government, taxes, everything. So things are taking very good shape. And vaccination drive has been the crux to help industry or trade to revamp. That is the best part of it. People are very careful now, no doubt about it.
Yes.
Steel is booming. Steel is really booming. I think it's booming more than it should boom.
Right, steel is booming. Some of the sectors we're looking at, even as we do understand that people are still taking COVID protocols into consideration as they step out of their homes. Traders now are looking ahead at the wedding season. Is that is that right, sir? I come to you, Mr. Jindal, Mr. Bhartia. Sorry.
You're on mute, Mr. Bhartia, you're on mute.
Yes, we can. Mr.
We should understand why this change has taken place. Try to understand the way in which government has taken guarantee for additional working capital to small traders. The banks have come out. All EMIs were deferred. So whatever business loss was there for last 1 year, there was no financial liquidity available then. But because of government's initiative, banks coming forward, government taking guarantee of loans to traders, they could then fill new material, new working capital was infused, new artisans material could be purchased. And you see, this is the economic policy. What I will say is the boost to in the rural market, the 1.25 lakh crore sale, the basic reason is government's economic policy, the way in which finance was infused, liquidity was infused in the market, the way in which a confidence was gained amongst the people that there is no issue, vaccination drive is wonderful, and the after effects of vaccination are that COVID will not come to you. So people could move out, and people also got educated. They followed COVID protocol. You can see mass amongst the people, the distance, safe distance that was maintained. So you see, in my opinion, the entire credit goes to the government and government machinery. The way in which they motivated the people, they made them to come out to spend money. That was the moving factor why we could do all this business. And the effect is GST collection is increasing. As government revenue is increasing, the government is reducing its taxes in other areas. All this shows that government is very closely monitoring the economic activity at macro level, and government is committed to generate economic growth at macro level. And all this could be possible because our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji, the way in which he has been campaigning, the way in which Shri Piyush Goyal ji is trying to ensure people to come out, the way in which Nirmala Sitharaman ji is taking care of other financial activities, all this combined together and the encouragement amongst the traders have boosted the economy. No doubt credit goes to consumer, that they have come out to purchase the material, and this will set a new trend in Indian economic history. It will be written in golden words that post-COVID, Indian rural economy has seen a sea change, and we are moving towards $5 trillion economy as committed by our Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi. Thank you.
Right. Mr. Jindal, coming to you, if we talk about, well, these are figures that, well, we seem to have lost Mr. Jindal. Mr. Agarwala, these are figures that we have before us that are given by the CAIT. But when we look at the ground, in rural areas, for example, the past 2 years have been disastrous for artisans in particular, for craftsmen in particular, whether it is potters, whether it is woodcraft or jewelry, and in every way. However, can we say, as Mr. Bhartiya has said, that it's the government's many initiatives that have carried them through to a stage and transformed the mindsets of the entire Indian public as well, so that they have a better time in the market?
It is true that the government policies have played a major role in reviving this economy. People heard the artisans could not sell material, so they didn't have money to buy raw material at all. They were almost on hold as far as the manufacturers are concerned. The help given by the government in financing them, even at bad times, even at the cost of their own guarantee, it helped the people to buy raw material and keep manufacturing. And the mood of people was buy local. So that has helped them to almost extinguish their produce which they have produced in the last 1 year. They are also looking up, and they know that people will come to them and buy the local material. And CAT, Mr. Bhartiya leading CAT, has helped educate the traders of the country to buy local. His support to the nation is really great.
Right. Mr. Bhartiya, when we talk about the traders, was it a conscious decision not to sell Chinese products, or was there, the breakup of, the kind of supply chain, and was that the result? Was that the cause that Chinese goods were not available in the market?
No, you see, you try to understand the frustration which each Indian was carrying. Our Honorable Prime Minister always tried to have bilateral relations, good relations with China, but the way in which they have behaved, and they have behaved with our soldiers in border, the way they tried to encroach our territory, the way in which they wanted to capture our economy, and the publicity made by government, the way in which our Honorable Prime Minister talked about Swadeshi and go for local products. You see, all these combined together changed the mindset of people. Earlier what was going on, that everybody wanted glamorous product, imported product. That was the general trend. And the traders, they feel the sense of their customer, and accordingly they procure material. In advance, they could assess that this year customer will go for local products, for Swadeshi products. So instead of buying containers from China, they went to local artisans. They tried to promote them to manufacture goods. Our MSME sector, they encouraged them, they placed orders for them, and all this combined together helped in promoting, in procuring, in selling local product. So the Swadeshi concept has developed, and let me confess, in last 1.5 years, our commitment towards our motherland, our Bharat Mata, has increased a lot. And now people have started talking of, what about my country, my nation first. This concept has developed in procuring Swadeshi product. And you see, there will be always a counter argument that no, it is not like that, people want Chinese. No, Chinese product which was left over of earlier purchases has to be liquidated. That could have come in market, but our major product was from local artisan. Our local artisan has done very good work. They have given very good quality of work, including in electronics product. And we are proud of our MSME and the way in which Ministry of MSME is working for skill development of MSME, for promoting their product by having exhibitions so that product could come in market, and this has definitely helped a lot. And let me remind you, our doctors have given us that confidence that we are there to take care of your health, you take care of health of our economy. This is how the whole economy has developed in our country, and we are proud of it, being part of it. Thank you.
Right. We'll be coming back to our discussion, but now it's time for a short break. Stay tuned and keep watching DD India. Well, going back to our story now, there is good news further as far as UPI transactions are concerned. Record-breaking value of UPI transactions in October. India's digital payments ambitions got a big boost in the month of October. The value of transactions made using UPI crossed $100 billion in a month for the first time. Here's a short video. Take a look. मैंने बोला था
4 साल पहले जब भीम ऐप लॉन्च किया गया था, तब मैंने कहा था कि वो दिन दूर नहीं जब अधिकांश बिजनेस ट्रांजैक्शन नोट और सिक्कों के बजाय डिजिटली होंगे। तब मैंने ये भी कहा था कि इस बदलाव से सबसे अधिक गरीबों, वंचितों, छोटे व्यापारियों, किसानों, आदिवासियों का सशक्तिकरण होगा, वो एम्पावर होंगे। आज हम ये साक्षात अनुभव कर रहे हैं।
And going back once again to our discussion with our guests, our panel of experts, coming to you, Mr. Agarwala, when we talk about in the beginning itself, the e-tailers, the kind of figures that they were reporting 4 weeks back, that was a harbinger of the times to come. What were the factors, you would say, in total that were pushing that kind of demand for e-tailing products from Amazon, from Flipkart, from various other new e-tailers who had come up during COVID times as well?
See, when people are not moving out of their homes, they had no choice but to buy things on offline markets, online markets, I mean. They had no choice. They could not venture out at that time. So they bought what they needed to buy online. But they were not spending so much money or wasting money, keeping the money safe for bad times, for future times, I would say. So that was okay. But the way the laws were violated by these e-commerce foreign giants, this was taken at in a big way at every level. That also gave the impression to the consumers that these people are flouting Indian laws and taking away the market of retailers away from them and bringing unemployment to them. That also has had an effect on this festive season. People in the festive season shunned these online retail market in a big way and went for local retailers. That has also helped in a big way.
Yes, yes. Yes, the local markets, even for normal goods of day-to-day life and all, people went to local retailers. Coming to you, Mr. Bhartia, when we talk about trade, you spoke about traders and how, in keeping with the mood of the nation, they brought in products that were Indian, made in India. Well, the government for these past 2 years has been trying to build up an ecosystem in order to support traders, in order to build up a system to support local arts and crafts and local traders. For example, we have a huge number of self-help groups now. Do you feel that that has made a big difference as far as availability of material is concerned, the quality of goods that come out in the market is concerned?
Definitely. You see, we have to see. Again, I will come back to government policies, because whatever development is there, it has to be supported and backed by government policies. During COVID period, when 20 lakh crores package was announced, one of the incentives that was given, it was given to women self-help groups so that they could come forward and do business. Digital India helped in transfer of money to remotest of the area, and the postal department was kind enough to carry the goods from rural areas to urban areas. This self-help group, again, because of digital marketing or because of digital boosting, they could have access to internet. They could have they could see what are the latest things that can be produced. If they wanted to produce diyas for Diwali, they could go to Google, see what are the images of diyas. You see, this year you must have seen colored diyas. All these colored diyas were from our local women's self-help groups. You have shown in your film also. Similarly, the mud articles, all this, not over this, the articles made of cow dung. This was also in a lot of marketplaces, it was in good demand. All these fancy items, all were made by women self-help group. Why this was possible? Because government has given incentives to women self-help group, given money to them to produce material. Not only that, it was publicized, and that helped in boosting the sales of these products. The traders could know where these products are being manufactured. And all these, it was, credit also goes to Doordarshan. They have continuously tried to carry the story, how women are working, how things are happening. So what has happened, instead of going to China to get material, our traders shifted to rural areas. So, Meri Mati, Mera Desh, Mera Paisa was the concept which Confederation of All India Traders tried to promote. And this helped in encouraging women groups to go ahead. And let me tell you one more thing. The educated class women have shifted to this self-help group. They have taken lead and they have tried to educate. The UPI, BHIM app, now everybody is having, even at the remotest place, BHIM app is working very finely. And more than that, BHIM app, you are not required to pay any commission. Whereas in these foreign apps, this credit cards and all those things, commissions are shared. So UPI and BHIM app helped in transfer of money digitally to different areas. So any pilferage or blockage of money has gone out. Now money is directly going into the account of women's self-help group. All these things have helped. I will confess that it was the study at government level, whosoever has done that study. At the macro level, they have tried to analyze what are the issues, what are the concerns of small persons, people living in remote areas, in slum areas, and those concerns were addressed properly, and this helped in boosting women's self-help group material. And remember, money is going to that last woman working in self-help group. Our economy will develop from there. And we are very proud of our government, the policies which our government is making, and the role, positive role Doordarshan is playing in promoting our local, vocal for local products. Thank you.
Well, many thanks, Mr. Bhatia, for mentioning Doordarshan and the role that we have tried to play throughout this pandemic. Coming to you, Mr. Agarwala, a bit about how the role that Tier 2 cities, Tier 2 towns have played in this entire boost to retailers. Do you feel that, do traders there feel, I'm talking about Bengal, since you are in charge of South Bengal Traders Association, Chamber of Commerce, do traders feel that they have a new customer base? Has the COVID pandemic been able to form a new customer base? Because times have changed so much, mindsets have completely transformed.
See, no country in the world can develop, college or develop, unless the 50% of workforce of women workforce come into the mainstream of life. This India was lacking in a big way in the past. But this pandemic has shown way. When the income of the men folk came down, women folk came back into work and they started doing small jobs in their homes, selling small products, manufacturing them, selling them, creating that additional revenue for their houses. This showed the way that yes, we can work. That confidence came in the women force. See, Bengal or maybe Eastern India, I will say, is very high on local products. Artists, a lot of artists are there in West Bengal or Odisha who can design, manufacture small things. Artisans are there, but they did not have a market to reach the customers. What has happened, especially in Tier 2, Tier 3 cities, when the traders understood that this time Chinese goods will be shunned. Imports will take a hit because customers will not buy. They had an easy access compared to Tier 1 cities to reach the artisans. Because artisans are in villages, they are not in big cities. And these Tier 2, Tier cities are very close to artisan groups. They could easily go to them, saw their goods, place advance orders. That helped the artisans to produce the goods and supply to them in time. So they had enough stock of goods in the hands of the traders. This has gone a huge way in promoting the traders also and now promoting the artisans also. Had this thought process not started earlier and had the government not given money in the hands of the traders or the artisans, this probably scheme would have failed. So I give a lot of credit to the government in ascertaining that yes, putting money in the hands of the women force, giving guarantees were given by the government to the banks to give loans to the traders. This has gone a very big way and put the economy on track. And I believe this is going to increase further and further. Now there is no looking back.
There's clearly no looking back. Mobile phones also, buying of mobile phones, for example, registered a sharp increase. That was one of the products that was greatly desired by consumers across the board during this festive season. We'd like Mr. Bhatia to touch upon that. How far is the Make in India campaign? How far has it been successful in that? Because that is one major market, that is one major commodity that is dominated by China, that has always been dominated by China. How far are traders looking in that direction? Also, the fact, how fashion has made a comeback, it is being said by analysts.
If you see, either it is fashion, first I will take fashion. Now in fashion, the customers are preferring handmade products, means the basic cloth can be any cloth, but the add-ons, the value addition has to be handcrafted. So this handcrafted material, and as Subhashji said, the women of my country has not decided that they will come out with their skill. So definitely handicraft material will be preferred and is being preferred in fashion also. And in handicraft, no other country in world can beat Indian country. We have that culture, we have that artisans in our people. We were there in Varanasi last month. We have seen the way in which the handicraft cloths were, textile items were brought out. And the Varanasi people are so enthusiastic about our PM, their member of parliament from Varanasi. They are seeing very good market in handicrafts and textile in Varanasi. Similarly, all over India, Eastern India, the textile market, handicraft market is promoting. And remember, the entire production of textile or handicraft is concentrated in hands of women. And if women comes, my 50% of population is competent population was lying idle. But now since last 1.5 years, we have seen that this 50% of competent class of citizen has come forward to manufacture products. They have come in MSME, either as individual or through self-help group. So definitely this has shown a remarkable increase. And I tell you one more thing. Now the customer, he tries to, while purchasing material, tries to see whether it is made in India.
Yes.
And I have seen so many electronic products and all, everywhere make in India is there, they will prefer make in India. My mobiles, now the production of mobiles in our country has gone such a high, and they can anytime compete with foreign manufacturers.
Yes.
Only thing
Yes.
is they play mischief by just trying to pose that it is cheap. It is not. My country product is good. My country product is cheap. My countryman is competent. That is the spirit we have to take forward. Thank you.
Well, many thanks, Mr. Bhatia and Mr. Agarwal as well. We've come to the end of this edition of In Focus. And viewers, we hope you enjoyed our show. We were talking about how this Diwali, this festive season, has been a major boost for the economy. Highest sales in a decade have been witnessed. And traders are looking forward to even better times ahead. Many thanks, Mr. Bhatia and Mr. Agarwal.
Thank you.
And all
Thank you
our
so much.
viewers.
We
as
thank
well.
Didi for this.
With that, it's a wrap on this edition of In Focus. We hope you enjoyed our show. We'll be back again tomorrow with another fresh edition to discuss an important issue. Till then, keep watching DD India as news and updates continue. Namaskar.